Hello? Oh my god. Oh my god. Hello? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's an ice cream truck that goes through my neighborhood every day, and the sound is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Also, my finger smells like bleach because I just tried to bleach something. I've never in my life ever tried to bleach something, and this is the first time, and I think I'm an adult. I think I'm a grown up. I think, what can I say? This is the beginning of something big. This is the start of something new, which in my last podcast episode I sang, and then I heard myself back and I was like, oh, oh, won't be doing that again. And yet here I am doing it again. If my voice sounds a little weird, it's because all I do is live, laugh, love. And so I might have caught the flu while I was living and laughing and loving. And who am I? What are you going to do? I'm just a girl. I am trying my best. And my best caught the flu because last weekend was a packed weekend and it was so fun. And I would do it all over again. Flip of a coin. Flip of a coin. Like, wait, flip of a coin? Is that even a saying or did I just make that up? I think I just made that up. But, anyways, it was so fun. And I am here to tell you guys all about it in this lovely, I was going to say Tuesday, but it's Wednesday already. I did post a podcast episode yesterday, and if you're following the pod, if you're keeping up with it, then you know that for the past like 5, 6 weeks, I've been posting on Monday, and yesterday I posted on Tuesday. And also, if you're a listener of the pod, you might have heard me say that when the pod is doing really well, that means that mentally I am not doing really well. So missing one day, like posting on a Tuesday instead of posting on a Monday, was big. It was big. It was like, wow, this is also the beginning of something big. This is the start of something new. To be here with you. Oh, and now looking in your eyes, the feeling inside, the start of something new. Am I gonna get copyrighted because I sound exactly like Vanessa Hudgens? Guys, watch out, watch out. Big celebrity coming. Big upcoming singer on the rise. And it's me. I'm the singer. So, anyways, let's get right into it. Last week on Thursday, I did not go to queer basketball because my friend Lucy hurt her wrist and on Monday, and I twisted my ankle the same day. So it was just an injury filled week. So last Thursday we were like, you know what, let's skip out on basketball, let's heal. It's our off season this weekend, like let's prepare for next week. And so on Thursday, I went on a date. Before you get too excited for me, it was not successful. Look, 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 big dog. There was no, I just personally, I didn't feel the chemistry. There were no butterflies. There were no feelings. It wasn't like, oh my God, I saw her and I was like, that is going to be the future love of my life. Like, it wasn't like that. And since I'm now trying to date more intentionally, I am trying to be more purposeful. I'm trying to allocate my energy, my resources, my blood, sweat, and tears to good causes. So whatever mental breakdown happened at the end of my last relationship does not happen to me again, which I will say, by protecting my peace and by putting me first, I have to put me first. By putting myself first, I don't want to say I'm going to hurt a couple feelings, I don't want to say I'm going to break a couple hearts. I'm not going to say I'm going to become the problem again, because no. This is not a villain arc. This is whatever my last relationship is not the beginning of a villain arc. I'm not, and I will say it out loud, and I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to say it, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I'm not going to become the villain. I won't become the villain. That is not my path. That is not my journey. I do not want to be the villain. That being said, keeping that in mind, I want to make sure that I am also not, hurting others or leading people on like I have done so in the past because of selfish gain. And so it didn't work out. The date ended, and I said, "Can I have a kiss?" And she said, "You can have a hug." And that is not a response you want to hear after you say, "Can I have a kiss?" Because it's not. It truly isn't. And so in that moment, it was very true. Like, oh, okay, there was no chemistry. Um, I got a good morning text the next morning, and I wasn't expecting it, nor did I quite want it. Because I'm like, well, you didn't even want to give me a little goodbye smooch. So now what are you doing? So I was very kind and I said, hey, I just don't think we're quite looking for the same thing right now. I don't think we're quite maybe on the same page. It was lovely meeting you, and I would love to be your friend. But yeah. And she hit me with a good old, what do you think? What do you think you're looking for? And see, whenever I tell someone we should be friends and they hit me back with that, the thing about that is, what is the point of that? What is the point of it? No, truly, truly, what is the point of it? You want me to say, oh, I wasn't into you, or oh, you weren't into me, or like, what do you want me to say? Like, there is no positive outcome that can come from asking that question. Therefore, I didn't quite appreciate that question being asked. Um, and that was that. And will I ever see her again? Probably not. I think dates that are going at least a little bit well, like more, like if a date, like if 5 out of 10, like 5 out of 10 is a normal regular schmegular date, meaning a 4 out of 10 is that's less good than an average day, and 6 out of 10 being like, wow, that is good, better than an average day. Like 5 out of 10 is I could have this and I could have any other thing as well happening in this moment. I think all dates that are 5 out of 10s, and different people have different boundaries, and I completely respect that. Um, Me personally, I every date that is a 5 out of 10, I think it should end in a little smooch. I think it should come with a little smooch. Like, you drove or walked all the way out here. I drove or walked all the way out here. We just spent an hour talking. Like, I think the least, well, to be fair, I do think smooching is fun. I think kissing is fun. I think you should kiss everybody. I think you should kiss strangers at the club. I think you should don't kiss your friends. Kiss everybody, but don't kiss your friends. The kiss your friends propaganda has gone a little too far, and it's not something that I endorse. I don't endorse kissing your friends. I don't think that it's good. I don't think it ends well. Unless it's your best friend. Unless it's like your best friend. Like, you're taking that person to the grave with you if you could. I don't see the purpose in kissing your friends. But that was Thursday. I had another friendship slash date planned for that Thursday evening, and she canceled. And so I went home. I went to bed. Friday, I woke up and went to work as usual. And Friday, I had tickets to Futch, which, take a shot every time Futch is mentioned on this podcast. Impossible Edition, Blackout, Same Day Edition. Like, and look, this is all I'm going to say. I'm getting chills. You probably can't see it if you're not watching the video. And even if you're watching the video, I don't know if you can see it, but Futch last Friday was the most fun I've had in so long. Like, even now, like, if you're like watching the video, I'm smiling telling the story, and like like, it just makes me, like, I was thinking about it this morning. I've thought about it every day. That happened last Friday. Thought about it Saturday. Thought about it Sunday. Thought about it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Probably gonna think about it tomorrow, Thursday. Probably gonna think about it tomorrow, the day after that, Friday. Probably gonna think about it till the next Futch. Like, that Futch was just, it was something else. When you go out and you're like, this is gonna be, because especially I think that it's because that Futch was so fun because the Futch before that was mid. Well, no, it was fun too. Oh God, I just want to be a Futch. Futch is calling me. And I'm picking up every time. I'm surprised I haven't bought the tickets for the next Futch yet. Moral of the story, I pull up. Well, Friday, I had another date with this girl, and she was 5'2". My SAT score was high too. I only said that on the song because it rhymed, but I'm 5'3", said Nicki Minaj. I think she was 5'2" or 5'3", I don't know. And as you know, me, myself, and I'm a giant. I'm a giant. I am 5'6¾", rounded up to 5'7". And from a 5'2" perspective, I'm probably 7 feet tall. And I don't usually go for shorter girls, but it's also not like, if you're short, I'm not gonna date you. I don't care. But also, like, what am I even looking for? You know what I mean? I don't know. Does anybody know? If somebody knows what I'm looking for, let me know. If you know, you know, kind of vibe. We went to a brewery. I had two ciders, I had two sours, which I hadn't had a sour in so long. I hadn't had a sour since I was in Tampa because my friend Alex really likes sours. So, and I got a sour. I got two different flavors. I got one, and then, the date was going fun. So then I got another one, and she was leaving for Texas the next day. So I was like, you know what? Like, live, laugh, love. Do you want to come to Fudge? Which we were supposed to meet up with a bunch of people at Fudge. One of the most important being my friend Sarah. Shout out Sarah. So it was me, Lucy, as usual. Like, me and Lucy attached by the hip. We're basically at this point conjoined twins. We are a gum in a shoe, the nail and the dirt under it. Like, so it was me, Lucy, Sarah, and let's give her a name, because I don't know, I've never told her. Actually, well, funny enough, I was like, we like, somehow my podcast was brought up, and I was like, yeah, watch out, I'm going to talk about you on the podcast, as in like a threat almost, because I know some people don't want to be perceived like that online, and that's completely fair. Like, I respect that. And she was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, oh. Never have I ever, I don't think, mentioned a girl that I was with while I was, like, on a podcast episode. Does that make sense? Like, even when I was in my relationship of 3.5 years, I never really mentioned her on the pod. It just felt weird. I don't know. But also back then I was still kind of closeted. But now I guess I don't care. But also she doesn't care. But also she lives in a different state. Like, what is she going to do? Come find me? Like, she doesn't know where I live. So she came along with us to Fudge, and I had 2 shots with her, and then I ran into my other friend, and she bought me a drink, so it was a good night. It was a good night, Say good night and go, or whatever the Ariana Grande song says. It was a good night. It was fun, fresh, fabulous. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. and then I woke up at 6 a.m. because I went to the Sequoias National Park, which I talked about last episode that I was going to go, and I went. That was a 4.5 to 5 hour drive. And look, if my friends weren't so cool and sexy and amazing and respectful and tolerant and just the best people I've ever met, that drive would have been from hell. That drive, listen to me. And if you're not watching the video version of this, put it on, go to YouTube, play it. That drive was long, okay? That is not a one-day drive unless you do not care about the national parks like I didn't. Like, I don't really, like, it's like whatever. Like, it was like, it's cool, but like, am I glad I went? Yes. Would I do it again? Like, would I go again? Probably not. Would I do that whole weekend again? Yes. But like, that's like different. You know what I mean? Like, I would go again if I had never been, but I wouldn't go again fresh. Which it did start a journey of like, should I go to all the national parks? Like, am I a nature girl? Should I camp? Should I hike? Guys, the Sequoias might have unlocked nature to Angie. It's like a Barbie. Anyways, we went there. We looked at the trees. It wasn't that big. It really wasn't. It was not as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be huge freaking mungus, and it wasn't. It was just huge. And then the drive back was so fun. The drive there, I was asleep like 70% of it. I was so tired from the night before. But then the drive back was fun. Came home, passed out. Next morning, boom, wake up 8 a.m. Why? Because we have to be at the beach by 10. And the beach is an hour away. And I need to get ready. Why? Because my friends are going surfing. Like, It was like that last weekend felt like 7 years in one weekend because it was like boom, 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 no sleep, club, national park, no sleep, beach, surfing, lunch. Like it was just, it was an eventful weekend, but it was so fun. Oh my God. So then we did that. And then I also met up with this girl from Bumble BFF. She lives all the way in Orange County. So we met halfway in like Long Beach area. I don't even think it was Long Beach. I think it was like Cerritos area. And came home. Didn't sleep that much. Then Monday, one of my friends from college who lives in Spain came to visit and we met up. I picked her up from her hotel. We went out for ice cream. We reminisced on old times. We talked about crazy stories from 3 years ago. It was very grounding to see someone from my past in my present because it's like, you know what? This is real. Like whatever's happening right now is real. And at some point, like someday, after I've lived 5 years in LA, 10 years in LA, 20 years in LA, forever, like who knows? I don't know how long I'm going to live in LA. Or 5 months in LA and I'm in a different state, or 5 months in LA and I'm back in Tampa. Like after that, one of my friends from LA might come visit me and then I'll be like, wow, like this is grounding because that's somebody from my past that is now in my present. You know what I mean? And it was, I don't know, it was refreshing. I liked it. You know, when you hang out with someone that you just haven't seen in a long time and it's just, yeah, yeah. So that was Monday. Went to bed at like midnight. Yesterday, Tuesday, one of the friends that I hung out this past weekend was like, I got strep. And I was like, bruh. I thought I had strep. I don't think I have strep. I've never had strep. I hope I never have strep. My tonsils look fine. I would show you, but I fear that that might be too personal. But if you want to see my tonsils, let me know and we can FaceTime and I'll show you them. My tonsils feel mostly fine. I have a sore throat, but that also could just be from the fact that I don't know how to shut the fuck up, you know? Like that could also just be because I get a sore throat every single weekend because every single weekend I am dehydrated and I talk too much and I live it up. I live it up. That's all I'm going to say. Like who are we if not here to have a good time? I'm here for a good time and a long time. What did Pitbull say? Every day above ground is a great day. Remember that. And today it's Wednesday. And I'm doing Jesus Christ. I went and I bought cough drops and I bought beef sticks and I'm doing my laundry and I went on a run yesterday and I went on a run Monday and I'm probably going to go on a run today. This whole run thing, you know, it really, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to look at the camera when I say this. Running makes me feel like I'm better than everybody else who doesn't run. And that's kind of beautiful. That's kind of beautiful. What can I say? Like, do what you got to do to raise your self-esteem. You know what I mean? We're all down in the depths someday. And this right now is not the time to be down into the depths. Also, I've recently started liking my arms more. You can probably see them on screen. I'm flexing no muscle. Like this muscle, whatever I'm flexing right now, is the same amount of muscle that I had when I lived in Tampa. But for some reason, maybe it's because I'm working out. Suddenly, not even working out. I'm running 1 mile. But that's working out. That's working out. For someone who in Tampa hated working out, 1 mile a day might as well be, I'm a runner, I'm a track star, Usain Bolt. Like, might as well be Serena Williams. Might as well be Caitlin Clark. Might as well be, I don't even know. But yeah, for someone who used to never work out and who used to despise working out, this feels like good for me. This feels big for me. This makes me feel happy, accomplished, and I look forward to keeping on doing it. And I think because of that, because I feel healthy in my own body, suddenly I'm like, wow, I'm jacked and I'm buff and I'm so hot and so sexy and I am so fine. I made a TikTok, which if you don't follow me on social media, you should go follow me on Instagram, TNG_HQ, and on TikTok, I think it is TNG lee._, and you should follow this podcast on YouTube as well and subscribe on Spotify and rate this podcast 5 stars. I posted this TikTok, and this TikTok I was like, when you like someone on a dating app and they never get back to you, like you never see their profile again, which is obviously means that they either, never saw your profile and they deleted the app, or maybe the app is deleted and they never deleted their profile, or which the most likely one, maybe they saw your profile and didn't think you were cute, so they didn't like you back. That right there is truly, truly, truly the one that got away. That is the one that got away. You know what I mean? That person that you saw on a dating app and you were like, wow, they are so fine. Like, they are gorgiana. They're slating. What does that mean? Slaying? No. Sliving? Slaying and living? And then you never see them again, That is like that's like your future wifey, which today I was oddly thinking about my middle school crush and how he never liked me back. He was born in Ohio, by the way, I think, because like one time I'm not going to tell you how I know that, but he was born in Ohio. And I was also thinking about this, and I was talking to my friend Lucy about it. I should have known I was queer earlier, but I didn't, because I would have one crush and I would obsess with them. Like, I would have one guy that I was obsessed with, that I would think about every day, that I would try to sit close to in class, that I would like lean over, like I would make eyes at him, like, and I would never talk to him. And I think straight girls or bisexual girls maybe will have more than one crush, or they'll like find some other boy cute. But if it wasn't that specific boy that was talking to me, it was like, no, I don't care. Please don't talk to me. I don't care about you at all. Like, get away from me. And logically, he never liked me back because I would have been married with a kid by now. But I feel like that must have been a sign, right? The fact that I was only capable of being obsessed with this one boy, and if this one boy didn't give me exactly what I needed, then it like wouldn't work out. Like it wouldn't, like I would immediately turn off all my attraction towards any other boy slash guy slash man. And then I also had a bunch of crushes on like celebrities, which, does that even count? I don't know. Sue me. But regardless, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Tune into next week's episode and comment down below why I'm the best person you've ever met and why this is your favorite podcast. Bye.